Well, it's Sunday, and guess what? It's Big Boy Toy Day. So the challenge for today is that lazy farmers, or at least non-particular farmers, lose acreage progressively over the years. And after 50 years, a field can reduce by 10% at least by the fringes growing in from the woodland. They mow less and less close to the fence line, if there is a fence line. Trees that grew on the fence line overhang. They don't want to rub their tractor. They mow a little bit further in. They keep doing that. And after a long time, the field boundary is, of course, back in the woods. So today I'm going to clear it out. I've already started a little bit at the other end, so I'm going to continue. I started on this the other evening, took a couple of hours, piled up the trees, roots and all, tore them straight out. I'll cut the root balls off and then feed them through the chipper. But the fence line is all the way over here. So 50 feet or so of a field lost. And it's nice to have a fringe. I'm going to leave the big trees laying. I'm going to pull that one down, I think. The one that's laying over the top of the other one. Bending it inwards. It's a little big for the Mini, so maybe I can't. But I will tidy up the little stuff and decide. So great big expanse of woodland cleaned up in just a couple of hours. So let me get on with today. I'm gonna work just for another few hours. Probably work till about 2 o'clock or something, and then go do something else. I've been making good progress. Coming up maybe for 2 or 3 hours in the evening. And guess what? right at the base of one of my favorite big walnut trees. The excavator decides to blow its main pressure line and dump, I don't know, 4 gallons of fluid right here. And I really hope it won't kill this walnut. I got a feeling it might. But biggest problem is main pressure line comes off the top of there, goes around the back of the engine and connects in down there. The blue PEX pipe is to somehow come up with a way of helping me pull it through to snake it back where it's supposed to be. So we will see how successful that is in just a few minutes, or maybe longer. It might work. See, there's no way to push a flexible hose around the back of where this has to go, but it's easy to get a piece of PEX through where it has to go. So it goes up and around the back and out a hole the other end. So the duct tape should hold it so I can pull it, and also provide a bit of a ramp so it can squeeze its way past some things. Wish I had 2 people. I gotta pull this end and push that end. So let's see if I can get it through. Yeah, so far so good. But now I've come across the part that I was not looking forward to. If only I had somebody pulling and pushing at the same time, I might be able to make it work. But my thought is put a bit of pressure, rotate it just a little, pull a bit more, and keep fiddling. Well, first attempt didn't work. The big hose came across a obstruction and I pulled, and of course the duct tape did not survive the pull. So it makes you wonder, why is he using duct tape? Well, duct tape and zip ties is all I've got here back in the woods, so I've now decided to reinforce my joint with some zip ties. I'll try again. Well, it worked. Or at least I got it as far as it getting jammed on here. But my plan is to overextend it through the other side so that I can get all the duct tape off and then pull it back and connect. So I'm through. It's just got to somehow go back onto that fitting down at the bottom. So struggle continues. Well, it's not as hard as I was expecting it to be. I managed to get it on finger tight. Now I gotta go around to the other side, figure out a way to get that where it's going, but that's the easier part. I've got the old O-ring, couldn't get a new one, so get the old O-ring and fiddle out a way to get this bolted up, then tighten up the other end. Okay, so this needs to rotate as I somehow find a way to make it work. That side's on and tight and done up. And this side is on and tight and done up. You have to take the case drain out and take the return line off, one of the return lines off, in order to get anything on that connector back there. But it's on, fluid's in it. I gotta fire it up, top the fluid up, get back on with the job. That's the top field right there. So gained at least 100 feet at this end. Mostly what I've left here are walnuts, which I didn't realize we had so many. Tree of Heaven leaves are very similar to walnut. Got some poplars, but these are all too big for the Mini. Everything that isn't has gone. Another nice nice big walnut. One over there as well. So this machine will do anything that's about, 8 inches. So I'm quite happy with not trying to destroy anything that's larger. Puts a lot of effort on the machine. So this is now clear. It's got a lot of trees I'd like to take down. I can see 3 or 4 that I could do right now, but I'm kind of done. So I'm going to leave those until after I've chipped, and then go through and pick the last few out. That's why the trail disappears into the deeper woods, and I'm not going to clear through there. And I am very happy with all of this. So job is done. Next is get the chipper and dump truck up here. The piles of trees are the long, thin, skinny ones, and I'm expecting to cut the root ball off and just feed them straight through the chipper with the Mini. So that's the plan. That's for another day. Oh, that looks so much better. Now we have 1 or 2 tree of heavens, which I don't like. They're weed trees. There's like maybe 7 or 8 there, and so when I say 1 or 2, I mean 1 or 2 dozen. And then the rest are a nice mixture of, I see walnut, I see cherry, I see tulip poplar, I see an oak. So it's a nice mixture, and this field is more useful. I can mow it further over and clean up in the woods with the bush hog. After a year or 2, this is going to look great. Nice and mature edge to the open field.